Hi, I'm Cody Anderson, one of the pastors here at Parker United Methodist Church. On Sunday, we celebrated our back to school blessing of the backpacks and our fun event out in our parking lot. I hope you were able to make it. It was such a wonderful day. We had so many people who came to worship, to pray a blessing over our children, our youth, our teachers, administrators, support staff, and our families as we begin a new school year here in our community. And if you didn't make it to church, you probably realized that the start of a new school year was coming with just the increased anxiety and emotion and feelings that are in our community right now. I've been to the stores countless times over the last few days to get supplies and things that were needed for a beginning of a new school year, and I think every other family was in that same place. They were all scrambling around trying to get the paper, the pens, the glue sticks, all of those things that are needed to start off that new school year. And not only that, but there's so many other things that need to happen, right? We need to get our food ready to go, food preparation, so that we all have a good breakfast, a good lunch. We have to go get our kids' haircuts. I took Jackson yesterday to get a haircut, and the line was out the door because every other family had the same idea. Need to get our kids' haircut so that they look good for their first day of school, and who knows when we're going to be able to do this again. Life just gets so busy this time of the year. So today in my house, Jackson woke up and got ready for his first day of his freshman year in high school. Now, with that comes a lot of feelings. Every school year comes with a lot of feelings. There's anxiety about what the new year is going to bring, what is going to happen, who your teachers are going to be, if your friends are going to be the same friends that you've always had. There's anxiety that comes with starting something new. And there's anxiety too on the parents' part, right? Like, I want it to be a really great year for Jackson. I want him to be able to succeed. I don't want him to have to struggle. And yet, we know that there are going to be days where there's struggle. There's going to be hard days. The great thing for Jackson is starting a new school year means starting in a new school. We get to leave behind the drama of middle school, those things that were hard, those lessons that he learned we're taking along with us, but he gets to start fresh in a new school, fresh in a new year. He gets to start today on a new start, a clean slate, a fresh start. Don't you crave a fresh start? When you think about all of the things that have gone wrong in your life, those things that you have made mistakes on, those places that you have caused harm, sometimes we carry those with us and we have a hard time letting them go. It's the baggage that we carry on our journey. It's that heavy burden that we carry because we feel like that it is part of who we are. And yes, it's a part of who we are, but we know that as Christians, as followers of Jesus, that there is redemption. Right? That God is working inside of our lives, creating in us a new creation. So while we do have that old past, in God's eyes, it is no longer seen. That past is gone away. And every day is a space for a fresh start. Every day is a new opportunity for us to open our eyes and to start new. I don't know about you, but I need a fresh start. It seems like over the last few years, there's so much baggage that I am carrying, so many lessons that I have learned, so much guilt and shame for the things that maybe I didn't do well, and I wish that I could go back and do it over. But I am ready for a fresh start. So on Sunday, we talked about what that looks like. We talked about that in the story of Tony Stark, or Iron Man from the Marvel comics, and how Tony Stark's life was one of partying and ego and pride and making as much money as he could. But through the people in his life, through his friends, through the other superheroes that came alongside him to help battle those evil causes, Tony Stark was redeemed. He was changed. And it didn't happen overnight. Change never does. But it happened over a journey, a transformation that brought him into a place where he was able to give his life for the good of all. I think that is the hard part about being human, is that transformation takes a long time. And of course, we're hardest on ourselves. We see that messiness. We understand and know all of us. We understand that baggage that we carry. And it's hard for us to let it go. It's hard for us to see ourselves in a different light, through the eyes of those who love us and the way that God sees us. And yet the only way that we can continue to grow and to be transformed and to change is to be able ourselves to let go of that baggage and to see ourselves through the eyes of God. So this week I was out in our community and I had a really interesting conversation with somebody. They were talking about how hard their childhood was. They were talking about some of the trauma that they carry through church. That often comes up when I talk with people and they find out that I'm a pastor. But they also were talking about how they see and understand God now, how they see and understand God through the grace and the love of others. And it reminded me of how important it is for us to take a moment and to listen to each other's stories. When we listen to someone's story of pain and heartache, when we listen to someone's story of the hard journey that they have gone through and the way that they have been transformed, not only does it help that other person let go of some of that baggage, some of that stuff that they are carrying into that new day, but it also helps us understand how God sees us and is working through us. We begin to understand that as God has loved all of the other people around us and is working through their lives, that God also loves us and is working in our lives. So we're promised a new day where the old has passed and we are now set for a space where we can be a new creation in Christ. So as we think about the new days that are starting for our kids, for our teachers, for our families, this new day into a new year, I wonder what it would look like if we each embraced today as a new day. I wonder what it would look like if we all went, "Here I am, God, a clean and empty slate, a new creation for a new day. Use me as you will. Open my eyes to the stories of others around me. Open my ears to hear the way that you are working in other people's lives, that you are working in the world, and help my feet be in the right place to be able to share your love and grace with others so that they can understand how much you love them and how you are redeeming each one of us." As we begin a new season, let that be your prayer, that each day is a new day, a clean slate to be able to embrace whatever comes your way. And may you find redemption in Christ and be transformed by the renewing of your mind so that you can do good work and love well in this world.